Hello, everybody. It's your main man, Killer B, the goddamn Witch Finder General. You got to witch up, burn their asses up every goddamn time. And we're going to get it in today. I know it's kind of early for me to go out and come on. But, I don't know. It feels like a good time. So we'll see how this goes. We got one person up in the room. Today's topic today is going to be about Black Lives Matter and why they don't protest black on black shootings. And we're going to talk about the 223 Foundation and all the work they have put forth helping young kids and raising awareness and stuff about injustices that happen in America, especially with the shooting of Ahmaud Arbery. So we're going to get into this today. And we're gonna see how this goes. It's gonna be open panel. Anybody can come out here and shoot their shit. So let's get it on, y'all. Let's get it on. All right, back. Make sure you guys hit that like button too. Please share this on your favorite platform. Get the message out and stuff, and get some people up in here. And if you're not already subscribed, please hit that subscribe button. Very important to me to be able to get this information out. So civilize some of these people out here. I'm gonna fall short. All right. So that I'm gonna play my little intro, and I'm gonna be right back at you.
Man's inhumanity demands portrayed on the screen so vividly that you think this man showed no mercy in the pursuit and interrogation of his victims. He was called the Witch Finder General.
Witch finding ain't easy. Fuck your trick one. Get this one. Y'all can get your heads locked, spin away like prison. Intelligence agencies tracing me. Seeing what I did lately, amazing. They not seeing all the sheep grazing. Flaming pins of Josh, get rocked. Mountaintops go fly. Right enough, fight enough. Yet I'm so nice when I expose. Fuck your flow, costume shop roll. Catch info like a stroll. Feeling old, so grab a switch. I'ma extol my foes cause they snitch. Since they can't ruin me, I'ma ruin them. That chopped off head will still spin. Burning witches in they sin. You can't lie, you can't die. I know what y'all said. Just as flesh decay, but eternally, I don't see it that way. Pave the road clear is what you said, but your cult gonna leave people dead. You claim God, but God don't know you. Watch your desires overthrow you. Man fall down, man go boom. Mask wearing like doom. All caps like y'all yelling. That's a rap. Might as well be felons. Y'all words will never see. On YouTube, acting precious. This the nexus. Feel the sun from the solar plexus. Tasting breakfast, finding all those devices that detect us. Yo, show respect, cuz.
What kind of business might it be? God's business? Witch finding? Witch finding. Oh, that's nice.
Y'all be looking for that next buzz or some mud. Watch the general pull plugs. Internet warriors caught up in dark corridors. Fiction like Mordor. Should've stayed on the floor. Y'all know no origins. Laughing orphans, even though we got royal blood coursing. No more horsing. Real life's more important. Y'all speaking curses on yourself. Claiming God and no one else. Blast you off the shelf. Burn your whole library. I see him do it. Look, y'all claim and learn. Reading from the Jewish books. Y'all some cookie crooks. Lips caught up with a hook. Spooky beats drive me wild. Get stabbed from a knife over a child. Old man, old style. Used to pull kelp out the Nile. And I did it with a smile. Fake roots, smell vile. Rock like Hendrix at the aisle. After a while, see Egyptians on the trial. Yeah, you, the one claiming brew. Unglued and unglued. Expose their actions fully. Call me a bully, but that's fine. This is how you get bullied straight from the mind. Burning them. We cats out there, have faith in y'all. They can read all this, they can know all this. Claiming they speaking language.
Be the first to talk about it. The Wix Finder General.
That's right. Wix Finder General. Come on now, hit that like button. Please share and subscribe. Some of these shares out the way. All right. All righty. No, not of course. All right, got one person up in here. That's all. But yeah, so we're gonna talk a little about this Black Lives Matter. We're gonna talk about Ahmaud Arbery. I recently saw some new footage and stuff. The trial hasn't started yet for that case. As we know, the George Floyd trial has started. It will be continuing Monday. I will be doing a little bit more following up and stuff on that. Y'all see my videos about George Floyd when it first happened. As time went by, I made a couple more videos. I might have made 2 videos on Ahmaud Arbery and stuff. And it seems a lot of people don't get where I'm coming from when I speak. I tend to ruffle some feathers and stuff, but a lot of that stuff is to get your attention first, right? And think. That's all.
It's an important time to save. With Priceline, you can get up to 60% off amazing hotels. And when you get a big deal,
And stuff,
you
out of nowhere, this is ridiculous.
feel like a big deal. Priceline. Every trip is a big deal. Masters tournament begins.
I ain't never seen nothing like that. Just played any given moment. All right. And you guys hear me say a lot about making better decisions, right? A lot of you used to see the videos I done on George Floyd, Ahmaud Arbery, and say, "Killer B, you're a fucking asshole. Fuck you, nigga. You gay." And all types of crazy stuff, right? And you don't think about what I say. Make better decisions. That's step one. And it's not up to, that doesn't have anything to do with the world. It doesn't have anything to do with how dumb or how smart you are. It doesn't have nothing to do with how much money you make. It starts with you. Situations start with you. Sometimes it's things that happen that we have no control over, right? That happens. But a lot of things we do can set the stage for sometimes good things, sometimes bad things to happen. So it's your decisions that you make. George Floyd, he wasn't trying to go in the store and steal. Man might be alive today. If he wasn't high as a kite, man might be alive today. Right? No matter what Derek Chauvin did, and whether he intentionally did that or not, right? It started with him. Sometimes we can avoid things by the decisions that we make. Ahmaud Arbery, right? Some people, a lot of people say, "Oh, anybody can go into a house under construction." No, you can't. No, you can't. For one, that's not your property. I know people do it and stuff. They was doing a renovation on a house on my block, right? And I walk by and I look at what they doing in there. I didn't go walk up in there. It's not my house. So I don't have no intention or no, I don't care to go in there, right? Of course, I'm curious. I want because I knew people that used to live there and stuff, and they gutted the whole house and redid it. I'd like to see what they did, right? Now, maybe it's a new video, so I kind of changed my outlook on kind of like what happened, right? I might talk about that in another video, but that's not really what I want to get on today. it's our decisions and do we want to actually learn anything? Do we actually want to be up to par with this and this learning and the things we think and stuff? It seems like we want everybody to do things for us. You want to learn something, you go to YouTube and you just look at the YouTube and you're not learning what to do. You're just copying what you see on the YouTube, right? Like how a lot of these internet Hebrew Israelite cult members, or whatever you want to call them, nutcases, right? They don't want to learn about the Hebrew Israelite doctrine. They just want to watch it and just work off of that and actually not know what the hell they getting themselves into, right? And I see, and what I'm going to talk about today is that there was a foundation started from that sad incident with Ahmaud Arbery, right? It's a very sad thing that happened, right? And I hope justice will be served. You know what I mean? I hope justice. I wish Willie Grits was still alive. Rest in peace, Willie Grits. You know, Willie Grits was one of my co-hosts and stuff on here at one time. He recently passed away. So I really wish Willie Grits, because y'all can go check back and you can see Willie Grits on some of those screens and stuff. This foundation was started. It made a lot of momentum. Helped the family. The nonprofit was started. And now they're helping the young Black youth, or as you say, maybe minority youth that want to pursue their education in criminal justice, right? So basically what we were talking about today is nonprofits, right? Nonprofit organizations, what they do, right? And like Black Lives Matter. So we can get through the Black Lives Matter. And I blame myself. Sometimes I blame myself. Sometimes I fuck up myself, right? And don't make sense and don't think, right? And just fly off the handle sometimes, right? A lot of people are saying now, a lot of people that's kind of against the whole rioting thing and all this stuff. I'm not saying Black Lives Matter when made these people riot and stuff, right? You keep it real. Not Black Lives Matter is a nonprofit organization, right? And when you have a nonprofit organization, you have a mission statement, right? And that mission statement is what the nonprofit is about and what's your goal. What are you fighting for? What are you trying to achieve, right? And a lot of Black people, a lot of conservative, I guess you could say Black people, stuff, or people that just don't really rock. A lot of conspiracy nuts and stuff. They say, "Oh, Black Lives Matter, the hell with Black George Soros and all this crazy stuff," right? It's nonsense, right? Now we can do another show on that. Let me put the link in the chat first. Let me put the link in the chat. So, yeah, y'all can come on here and talk. Y'all disagree with me? You come on here, you cuss me out. We're not going to be interrupting the show. You can disagree with me, come on here and tell me how much scumbag I am and all types of stuff. I have no problem with that. Right? Everybody have an opinion, and I let your opinion be known on my show. Right. They go to link. Anybody wants to come on and talk with me. So, they have nonprofit organizations. Black Lives Matter. Right? You can go to Black Lives website here. Let me read something here for you. Let me just type this up. Oh. Can I share the screen? Yeah, I guess I can share the screen. I guess. Screen here for you guys. See, I ain't lying. So I ain't lying. You ain't got to lie. You ain't got to lie, Craig. You ain't got to lie. All right. You need to be lying. Doki. Black Lives Matter. Black Lives Matter website here. This is the initial statement here. It's them in. Black Lives Matter was founded in 2013 in response to the acquittal of Trayvon Martin's murder. Black Lives Matter Global Network Foundation Incorporated is a global organization in the US, UK, and Canada whose mission is to eradicate white supremacy and build local power to intervene in violence inflicted on Black communities by the state and vigilantes, by combating and countering attacks of violence, creating space for Black imagination and innovation, and centering Black joy. We are winning immediate improvements in our lives. Right? It's close to what they said. This is their goal. This is what they're here for. Right? Your local supermarket is there to sell food. Right? Not to sell jeans and Jordans. There to sell food. This nonprofit is here to eradicate white supremacy and build local power to intervene in violence inflicted on Black communities by the state and vigilantes, by combating and countering acts of violence, creating space for Black imagination, innovation, and centering Black joy. We are winning immediate improvements in our life. Right? We are expansive. We are a collective of liberators who believe in an inclusive and spacious movement. We also believe that in order to win and bring as many people with us along the way, we must move beyond the narrow nationalism that is all too prevalent in Black communities. We must ensure we are building a movement that brings all of us to the front. We affirm the lives of Black, queer, and trans folks, disabled folks, undocumented folks, folks with records, women, and all Black lives along the gender spectrum. Our network centers those who have been marginalized within Black liberation movements. Our network centers those who have been marginalized within Black liberation. We are working for a world where Black lives are no longer systematically targeted for demise. We affirm our humanity, our contributions to this society, and our resilience in the face of deadly oppression. The call for Black lives to matter is a rallying cry for all Black lives striving for liberation. Right? You're here. Battle white supremacy. Right? Not to battle gun violence, black on black gun violence. They're not here for that. I just read to you what they're here for. They're not here to stop Little C and Junebug from killing each other. Right? So this is their goal. This is what they work on. When you work at a job, right? You might work at a factory. You're in charge of shipping. So you the guy that go pick all the items and stuff that need to be shipped off and put them on the back of the truck. Then you got somebody that work in management, right? Then you might have somebody that work on the line on packaging, that's putting the items in his packaging, right? You might work in the part where the product is manufactured, right? Whether it's injection molding, CNC, I don't know, sewing, or whatever. Everybody got a job to do. The person that's sewing the clothing has nothing to do with the person packing the items and putting them in the back of the truck. Those are two different lives. And to make it all work, they have to do their jobs, not try to do somebody else's job. Because if you're in charge of sewing pockets on the pants, right? And they got another man that's supposed to be picking all the stuff and putting it in the back of the truck. If you fucking around trying to put shit on the back of the truck, guess what? It's going to time there's not going to be nothing to put on the back of the truck because you're supposed to be doing the sewing. Right? So, now, like I said, I was guilty for saying something, and I know this. I know this, right? But sometimes emotions and stuff like that, and you bug out, and you say things that you don't really mean. You're not really thinking. Right? That's not their goal for black and black, because you know the people like to say, "Well, you don't see black lives matter out there." Man, brothers are shooting each other. That's not the goal. Actually, their nonprofit can't work towards that because their tax exempt is for doing what they said they're here to do. And all that money has to go, the money that's raised, the money that they spend, has to, and is documented, to go towards their goal on what they said that they were started for, and nothing less, and nothing else. If they do anything outside of what they're saying they're here to do, they can lose their status as a nonprofit. People in? All right. We go up there. Now, and what we should do, the people that complain about what's going on in the hood and black on black shooting, know what you can do as an American? If you got 3 or more or whatever people, American citizens, you can get together and start your own foundation to combat those things. Do you feel that you have the power or to rally enough support to combat black on black crime in your neighborhood? If you feel you can do that, guess what? You can start a nonprofit organization. And guess what? You can rally. You can make fundraisers to get the funds to combat black on black crime in your neighborhood and abroad. But so many of us, so many of black African Americans, so many African Americans, Hispanics, don't want to work towards fighting crime in their neighborhood. The police are there. The police have to go there. They got a job to do. They can only do so much. They're supposed to do as much as they can, right? They're supposed to do as much as they can, but sometimes as much as they can isn't enough. So then you have organizations that can help law enforcement fight these things in your neighborhood. How you got the what do you call it? The Crime Watch, or they called it something else back in the day. I can't think of what the name of it was. Neighborhood Watch, Crime Watch, but it was another name that they used to give it. I can't think of it. I can't think of it. And they have that out here. I know some of your neighborhoods. A lot of black neighborhoods I know have dropped that. But where I live, it's still active. They have meetings where people in the neighborhood meet together with law enforcement to combat the crime or things that are going on that shouldn't be going on in the neighborhood. You have a website called Patch or whatever that gets all types of neighborhood people active. You know, if you're an elderly person and you need somebody to cut your lawn, you can go out there and be like, hey, I'm looking for somebody that can no longer cut my lawn the way I used to. You know, I'm looking for somebody to cut my lawn. And it might be somebody that lives a block over that has a landscaping company. They can connect, right? And these things work. I go on and I see it. I see it before my eyes, right? But I don't see none of my people on there. I do, well, very little, very little, very little, very little. But I see other nationalities. And I hate to use to make the divide with black community, you know what I'm saying, black community, Hispanic. I hate to do that because it shouldn't be that way. But I see it with my own eyes that we don't want to work together. We have a problem with working together. And if we come together on something, it's usually something that's just social, a feel-good part, not actually achieving anything that benefits the community as a whole. Y'all get where I'm coming from? I know y'all don't. Some of y'all don't. Some of y'all do. Some of y'all watch me. I do. Usually the people that I don't see watching it usually get. All right. And like I said, the links in the chat. Anybody will come on. And we don't want to, and the ones that do, right? The ones that actually go out there and make the move to start an organization to combat certain things that they don't feel is right, or some things that need support in the community. I see us come in and get it done, it gets started, and then it's exploited. They start taking money. We start seeing in the newspaper, such and such stole $30,000 from the nonprofit and used the money to go on vacation and to buy sweaters, expensive sweaters, right? Now, some of these people that start these organizations, if the work is that tedious and stuff, where it cuts into your personal time and your job and stuff like that, you can have a salary. Right? You can make. You're not supposed to profit from it, but you could be reimbursed for the things that have to come out of your pocket and stuff like that. So I want to know to the people that looking at Black Lives Matter, they shit with somebody, I don't know the actual thing or whatever, but I heard through the grapevine or whatever, they had like $9 million or something they raised. $9 million. Now, that $9 million can't go to no bullshit, anything they want. They can't take that money and do whatever they want with it. That money has to go into the goals of their mission. Period. But a lot of us, we want to do that. We want to be slick, right? I have personally was part of a group that wanted to start a nonprofit, right? And I did a lot of work for the thing in the beginning before we even got off the ground. And I saw the corruption before we even got off the ground. And I invested some of my own time and money into it. And just to see the founders lie, cheat, steal. The people that they wanted to start it for financial gain. Financial gain. They find it as a come up. Right? Like I've seen people here on YouTube. One asked for $1 million. Right? Lex Vortex. I'm gonna tell you who it is. Lex Vortex. Keep it funky. Right? Say names when I talk about shit. Right? Asked for $1 million to build something in Africa for Black Americans. Right? So I was on the Rod Rack show. Drip Skywalker. Shout out to him. Shout out to Drip. Right? I'm trying to get him to realize what's going on. He's slowly getting there. He's slowly getting there. Whoa, slow walk, baby steps. My man to get there. And I asked him, what would that money go to? And then they started talking about, your man, I'm not gonna get Drip Skywalker himself. I have to keep it funky. He said it. So these motherfuckers, I ain't gonna be mad if you get $1,000 and he want to spend $2 to get some sneakers or something. No, that money don't go to sneakers. That money goes to the goal. You have expenses. Maybe you have to take a flight over somewhere to have a meeting. You can use that money for that. Maybe you might have to take out a client or a contributor, someone that wants to contribute or donate money. You might have to take him out to a meeting, to a dinner. And you pay for the food and everything, the drinks and stuff that you had. Yeah, that money can come out of there. But for you to go get a pair of sneakers, shit, no. Then I wanted to ask, what do you do? Right? Like, what do you do for yourself? You know, in the past, stuff, bed, homeless and stuff. And he said something later. Now, this is after we were speaking about this. He says that he defrauds the government by pretending to be mentally ill. So he can get a check every month, right? The SSI check. Now, this is taxpayers' dollars. Some of it's his if he was working, but you know a lot of those people didn't get SSI. It's another thing, but it's not SSI, right? We use taxpayer money. And I said, so you're defrauding the government. So you think that if we give you $1 million, someone that can't take care of himself, and we can give him $1 million to do something for a whole nation of people. Where does that make sense? So I'm trying to speed along. I don't want to be too long. 6 people watching. That's good. That's good. So I have a problem with that. It seems that people have a problem with me having a problem with that. There's a lot of people that want to do the same thing, right? So I come to find out that some of our worst enemies are ourselves. Why? Some of our worst enemy are ourselves. For one, it starts with you. Your decision. It's your decision. Or do you see a need to help your community with an issue that it has, right? And are you willing to do the job to get the thing done? Or are you just willing to get the benefits that you might reap from doing this and pay little attention to the actual goal? Right? I have a problem. And I see that so many African Americans don't have that problem. We like to be seen, right? We like to hoop and holler, cheer and stuff. And like we look at what's the guy that got shot by the police in Philly, right? I should play that video. I'm gonna play it a little bit. Right? This man is supposed to be mentally ill, basically holding his parents hostage, abusing them, beat them. I don't know if he beat them or not, but they said that both of the parents is elderly and sick. And one of the parents about to pass out, and this man is walking around the house with butcher knife. Comes outside with the butcher knife. Cop says, drop the knife. And know what you have a whole block of African Americans, right, that want to intervene with the police's job. They want to intervene because it's a white man behind the gun doing his job. These people, the African Americans, called them. They didn't show up. They were called. Matter of fact, there were several 911 calls. Several. Please show up. Now, the man is presenting a threat, which he was to his parents and his family, whoever else is in the house. He's presenting a threat to the neighborhood, to the people outside, and a threat to the police officers. We have people trying to get in the way, to somehow stop or deter the police from handling the situation, right? And I'm not going to say that neighborhood, but we got a lot of neighborhoods that say we don't need the police. So all those thugs, I'm not gonna call them, I'm keeping 100. I don't know if they're thugs or not, right? But we know motherfuckers, niggas and shit, certain neighborhoods, how we act and shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? How we portray ourselves. That's not how we act, how we portray ourselves. Because sometimes we portray ourselves as something that we're not. We just like the look of the way that we portray ourselves, right? All that hooping and hollering and screaming, if the cops wasn't needed, where were those people that wanted to intervene? Where were those people to go help those people in their home? No, they say about our business. They ain't got nothing to do with me, son. They ain't got nothing to do with me. Right? But then the white man show up with the gun to stop the problem, to solve the problem, or put an end to the problem. They want to intervene and get in the way. Right? These people are here to do harm. Where this man walked out of his house with a butcher knife. If you're coming outside with a butcher knife, you're coming outside to do harm to somebody outside. They could be children riding their bikes on the sidewalk. They could be a little boy with his little big wheel rolling down the sidewalk, pedaling away. You know, a little big wheel on the sidewalk, right? He could be out there on the sidewalk when this man comes out with that butcher knife. And who's telling what he might do? The man's mentally ill, right? And I know there need to be more training and stuff on how police handle the mentally ill, right? Now, this man, the priest repeated telling me, drop knife, drop knife, drop knife, drop knife, drop knife, drop knife. No! He's mental! He's mental! The man has a rap sheet like you wouldn't believe. Man had about 13 mug shots. Now, this man has plagued the community, and now he's plaguing you. He's plaguing you. You might die because of it. And now you want to look at the police being at fault. Sometimes the police are at fault at the way that they handle their things is not part of procedure. I understand that, right? But y'all, African Americans, some African Americans, right, like to be all G code and all this shit, right? Now, like I said, where were those niggas saving the family from this man with the knife? Now, if that dude came out the house and turned towards one of those African Americans hanging out on the corner, there'll be some bloodshed. One of those dudes might pull out a gun and shoot him dead on the sidewalk. And guess what? Wouldn't be no witnesses. Guess what? There wouldn't be nobody doing no reports with the police. Guess what? They probably never find his killer. Right? If the threat turned on them directly, right? And they wouldn't even give him a chance, he'd be dead. Maybe if the man even said, I'm going to stab you. What, nigga? Blam, 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 blam. See, we want to be one way, but get mad if somebody want to do something kind of like you, but not the same as you. It's good if we do it, but if the white man come over there and do it, and the white man most times ain't going to do it the way you're going to do it, right? They might go a little bit outside the law, which they do. Sometimes police officers, they go a little bit outside the law. So sometimes being a little bit outside the law is good, and sometimes it's real bad. But I saw the woman, maybe the mother, comes out there, throws her phone at the cop. You killed my son. He's mental. Right? They all knew he ain't got good sense. Something wrong with him. As they say in the hood, he ain't right. He ain't right, can't get right. What were they doing to prevent him from hurting other people? What would they have to say if that man came out there and stabbed the child to death? What would the parents say then? My baby didn't mean to do it. What would the parents of the children that got stabbed, God forbid if that happened, got stabbed, what would they say? Sometimes we're responsible for our own, we have to be responsible for our own actions. Some people that are extremely violent, have mental issues, shouldn't be out on the street. They should be in an institution. But, so I love my baby. I don't want my baby to be in me. He not that bad. Until we turn on your ass. And now you call the cops to come help you. And when the cops come, there's an issue. There's an issue with the way they handle it. But you call them. Why? Because you need help. And when the help comes, there's a problem. Mind the links in the chat. Y'all come on here and talk with me. Now, enough with that. We can get into some video footage in a little bit. You can play some footage. I might play that. I might play a couple of others and stuff. And see the things that law enforcement have to deal with. And another one I want to play is this new incident with the soldier. They got maced and beat up by the cops or whatever. He has his federal lawsuit. Right? I'm going to go on to this subject here. All right. Ahmaud Arbery's mother. Check this story out, yo. I find this very disturbing. I find this very, very, very disturbing. Online stack between Ahmaud Arbery's mother, foundation, and his name intensifies. Ahmaud Arbery's mother wants to own her son's name. She wants to own his legacy. Attorney Lee Merritt told First Coast News. Let's check out this news. I hate this website.
Les has the story from both sides tonight.
In a tweet just hours after a candlelight vigil for Ahmaud Arbery, attorney Lee Merritt.
Mom battling with an organization created in wake of her son's death. 1 year ago this week, Ahmaud Arbery was shot and killed in Brunswick, Georgia. Memorial events were quickly followed by accusations of theft, as a lawyer for Arbery's mother says people are profiting from his name. Our Troy Kless has the story from both sides tonight.
In a tweet just hours after a candlelight vigil for Ahmaud Arbery, attorney Lee Merritt accused the 223 Foundation of robbing America of $226,000.
And Wanda has had to deal with some frustration about people using her son's name to champion causes that I'm sure they believe are right. But she wants to own her son's name. She wants to own his legacy.
We contacted the 223. In a tweet just hours after a candle.
Come on.
Light vigil for Ahmaud Arbery. Attorney Lee Merritt accused the 223 Foundation of robbing.
Look what he wrote. 223 continues to feed support for the family, but persists in raising money against Ahmaud's mother's specific request and their legal agreement to cease and desist.
America of $226,000.
$226,000 that this foundation has raised.
And Wanda has had to deal with some frustration about people using her son's name to champion causes that I'm sure they believe are right.
Okay. The mother is upset about people raising money under her son's name. Right? Y'all can understand that in a way, right? The mother wants to protect her son's name. But let's listen close to how he says. Then we're going to read what the foundation said and who's involved with the foundation. And y'all going to find something real strange.
But she wants to own her son's name. She wants to own his legacy.
We contacted the two.
Own it. Own the name. Now, I understand people. I can understand people that might want to not want their loved one's name to be used or exploited, right? By people that just want to get money and take the money and all this stuff, right? Check it out.
23 Foundation, who says Merritt's tweet is misleading and inflammatory. The group, initially called I Run With Maud, was started by Arbery's high school football coach Jason Vaughn and friend Akeem Baker, seen here. The group says it had Wanda Cooper Jones's blessing early on, but in September, Cooper
started by his coach and a friend, and we can find out by a relative.
Cooper said she opposed the group.
Wait, was that the man? Was that? Picture with the mother and stuff,
his blessing early on, but in September, Cooper said she opposed the group using her son's name and likeness of her.
I'm deeply saddened and grieved that a foundation in Georgia rooted in the image, likeness, life, and death of my son Ahmaud was started without my permission or blessing. Right? That sounds fair, right? That sounds fair. Hold on. I do not approve of their work or their fundraising and have asked that they stop. All right.
Son's death for fundraising. The group name changed to 223. A cease and desist letter was filed by attorneys. The group says it let Cooper know that money is not for personal gain and will go towards scholarships for people of color pursuing paths in social.
So the money that's being raised in February 23, 2020, Ahmaud Arbery was senselessly murdered. Okay, let me get down to it. For months, our team and community thought hard to get answers and seek justice for Ahmaud's murder. How could a young man jogging down the street in the middle of the day get chased down and shot and killed? More than that, though, we started to ask how we could prevent this in the future. We could do to prevent systematic injustice when Black and brown communities are most impacted by systematic injustice. Many young people do not have the opportunity or clear path to attend college and pursue careers in justice-related fields. Fighting injustice always feels like an uphill battle without any end in sight. What if there was an organization, place created to address those lingering questions? The 223 Foundation, which the name hadn't been changed because of the mother, was created to address these issues. Though the foundation, we plan to honor the legacy of social justice in Black and brown communities through providing scholarships, leadership development programs to raise up future district attorneys and law enforcement personnel, and growth opportunities to those looking for blah, 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 something to join in the, all right, whatever.
Of color pursuing paths in social justice. Cooper did receive $2 million from a GoFundMe account set up by a...
Right? People, they raised $2 million for that woman. Raised $2 million. I would like to know what that woman did with that $2 million. Straight up. I got my arms crossed like a B-boy right now. I want to know what she did with that $2 million. Is that this money just go in her pocket to feel good? With some of us, it should. She can do what she want with it. It's her money. She can do what she want with it. Right? She can do what she want with the money. It's hers. America, you do what you want with your money. Right? But $2 million is a lot of money. Does she have anything in place to help the community or sometimes fight these things from happening again? She lost her son, but should another mother lose her son? Does she care if another son, another woman's son, is done the same way? But she can do what she wants with her money. I'm not saying. I'm just saying. Right?
Group member in the summer, but Merritt doesn't want Arbery's name used without his mom's permission.
And I'm encouraging other organizations to respect Wanda Cooper Jones and her rights as a mom to grieve how she wants to grieve, to organize how she wants to organize, and to respect her wishes.
But the group says it has support from other members of Arbery's family, noting his father marched with them earlier this week. Ooh. Troy Kless, First Coast News, on your side.
Ooh. But now we see that, right? Y'all see that, right? And then we close this shit and start playing stuff all crazy. Y'all see that, right? Let me get back over here. So ain't nobody want to come out here and talk with me? Right? So you see here, the father is dealing with the foundation. No, we can find something else in the screen. Right? Nonprofit foundation established in the memory of Ahmaud Arbery, the young black man gunned down and killed 1 year ago in Brunswick, is being accused of robbing donors of $226,000 after allegedly agreeing to a cease and desist by the family's attorney. Right? Foundation has responded by saying they have made their intentions clear with Mrs. Cooper and her attorneys. Mrs. Cooper, Mrs. Arbery, Mrs. Cooper, civil rights lawyer Lee Merritt made the allegation on Twitter, posting 1 day after the anniversary of Arbery's death. "Good morning, America. You were just robbed of $226,000 in Arbery's name by 223 Foundation. 223 continues to fight support for the family, but persists on raising money against Ahmaud's mother's specific request and their legal agreement to cease and desist." Merritt also discussed the issue with the First Coast News earlier this week. Wanda Cooper Jones has to deal with some frustration about people using her son's name to champion causes that I'm sure they believe were right, but she wants her own. She wants to own her son's name. She wants to own his legacy, Merritt said. 223 Foundation, initially created in the wake of Arbery's death as I Run with Maud, responded on Facebook to Arbery's family attorney's claims they stole $226,000 in the anniversary of death. Now, the nonprofit name was originally I Run with Maud, meaning I run with Ahmaud, right? Then after the cease and desist, they changed the name to 2 and 23. And that's I believe that's the day he was murdered. 223. Today, we find it almost unbearable to have to release a statement about a tweet that called into question the efficiency and the integrity of our work, the Facebook post says. Yesterday, we spent our entire day in Bushwick, Georgia, grieving with the father his siblings, and other family members, and we organize a memorial walk with them to let the community know that there is much more work to be done to pursue justice for Ahmaud Arbery. First Coast News, the foundation organizer, John Richards, he says that the organization agreed to remove the name and likeness of Arbery from the website, but says his fatal shooting remains linked to their origin. Richards says the foundation is not raising money in Ahmaud's name and that Mrs. Cooper's legal team is aware of the group's goal to pursue social justice in Glenn County. The group was initially called I Run With Maud, after Arbery's high school football coach, Jason Vaughn, uttered the phrase. Arbery's friend, Akeem Baker, a part of the group, also organized a GoFundMe page in May that the group says benefited Arbery's mother, Wanda Cooper Jones. Richards, who is Vaughn's brother, says that he has never met Ahmaud Arbery or his mother, but has made several attempts to contact Mrs. Cooper directly. Mrs. Cooper had posted on Facebook that while she initially agreed to the social media page as a memorial and appreciated its original intentions, she now sees it as more like a business opportunity for those running the page rather than seeking justice for Arbery. Right, now, let's talk about that. Right? Come on, let's put fucking links in the chat. Come on, let's talk about it. Right? And so we see here that the man tried to contact her, right? The coach tried to contact the woman. She agreed to one of the members of the group, made the GoFundMe page. She agreed to that. She agreed to that GoFundMe. Her ass got $2 million from agreeing to that GoFundMe. Gave her $2 goddamn million. $2 million. Now she sees it as more like a business opportunity for those running the page. And she appreciated his original intention. So she took the money. So if these niggas ain't no good, she give the money back. Give the money back. Give the money back. Give the money back. It says, I'm encouraging other organizations to respect Wanda Cooper Jones and her rights as a mom to grieve how she wants to grieve, to organize how she wants to organize, and to respect her wishes that no one uses his name without her express permission. Mary added. The group says it let Cooper and her attorney know the money is not for personal gain and will go towards scholarships for people of color pursuing paths to social justice. The group says they have support from other family members that live in Brunswick. Scroll down to read the full statement from 22 and 3rd Foundation. All right. Let's see this one. We got white people out here too.
Well, today marks 1 year since a 25-year-old black man, Ahmaud Arbery, was shot and killed in a Georgia neighborhood. Let's take a live look right now. This is in Brunswick, the neighborhood there. There's a memorial being held.
That's his father with the foundation. His father, Mr. Arbery. That's Mr. Arbery.
Now, to honor Arbery, the case, as you know, captured national attention. Arbery has become a household name now. Our Kelly Tracy is live there tonight with how this community is reflecting on the entire past year.
Yeah, Judy, community members who you can see behind me have just started walking through the neighborhood here, walking down to Tillett Drive. As they loop around, they end up at the spot where Ahmaud was killed. Some of them we have seen, you can see right there, have candles in their hands. Once the entire community and family and friends were gathered at the spot Ahmaud was killed.
And white people didn't give a fuck. You think they asses to be out there walking? No. But they did.
They will have a candlelight vigil. This community, this town that has been through so much over the past 365 days, but some of these community members tell us that Brunswick in the national spotlight, while it has been changed for the better.
Yeah, come over a bed of rice and you get a side with it.
A Southern home-cooked meal. It's something Travis Riddle says he does best.
And the second one.
The Brunswick native moved back to the small town from the big city, Atlanta, last year.
Usually when you ask people about Brunswick, Georgia, the first thing they say is, where?
He opened a restaurant and is running for mayor.
This is a custom picture we made of Ahmaud after we did a protest.
Why did you come back?
Because I heard all this stuff that was going around about the Ahmaud Arbery situation. And I just saw how it was dividing the community and the city that I'm from. So I wanted to come back and get involved with it.
Riddle helped organize protests focused on keeping them peaceful.
But to me, and I tell a lot of people, I think we're the focus point and the stable point of what's going on in the world, the way we handle this situation, the way it brought everybody together to fight the same enemy and not dividing between each other.
Peaceful protests, a goal shared by Pastor John Perry, Brunswick's NAACP president. Perry is also running for mayor.
The tragedy really brought our community together.
Notice, black mayor, 2 black mayors, 2 black to be mayors. Right? Now, she said it started as a business opportunities and stuff, which can happen, right? Now, people that start nonprofit organizations, their work or volunteers, it can lead to other things, other opportunities, right? I used to do, which I still want to still get back to doing it. I've done a numerous number of skateboarding events in my city out here, right? Where I didn't have the approval and not even the permission from the city, which I went to. I did all the right things, right, to turn me down. And I decided on my own to do it anyway, to do like flash. I don't know if you guys know what flash mobs are. I know some of you younger people know flash mobs. But basically it's like a social media thing. Hey, we're gonna go here and a zillion people show up at one location, right? So basically it was events started like that on Facebook and stuff. And I was amazed at the support that I was getting. Where the city, when I'm doing the city a favor, teaching young kids. One of my boys right now, I just spoke to him today on Facebook. Guess where he at? Guess where he at? He in Hollywood, California. He a model in videos, commercials, doing all of that. Right? And his friends, him and his friends played a big role in my events where I was showing these kids like, hey, you can do what you want to do. Nobody can stop you. I'm still waiting. He probably hit me back already. I'm gonna check in a second, see if he did. I might share his link. He wanted to start a skateboard company, right? And I worked for one of the biggest manufacturers, the only 3 manufacturers in the Americas and stuff. I worked for them, right? And I'm unplugged, right? So I wanted to help him start this thing, right? Because I believed in what he wanted to do. Because when I was his age, I had my own skate company, right? 14 years old, I had a skate company learn myself, not from my parents, not from my school teacher. I learned for myself how to run a business, how to keep my books and records by going to the library and reading small business books. I learned that at 14 years old. Was I a freshman in high school, right? And I saw that in that kid. I saw the zeal that he had to make something of himself. Very popular kid. The kid was, he was an individual. He wasn't like nobody else. He was himself. He's very unique. Very, very unique, right? And his dad didn't want to give him the money, right? So he got me to speak to his dad. I was like, yo, I really believe in your son. And like, I think he do it. His dad told me, man, the boy ain't too responsible and stuff. I understood where his dad was coming from. Like, yo, I ain't trying to get this nigga this large amount of money from him just to fuck it up. Even if he fuck it up, it's a good thing to give him the experience, right? It didn't go on, but the kid pursued his thing, right? He started to meet people and stuff, like fucking Wiz Khalifa, like put him down and stuff, was on his fake Instagram, all this stuff, right? Now, my man in Adidas commercials, he doing what he doing with Adidas and another company, another shoe company, and Converse. He's on the Converse website, model. Doing big things. Now he put things in nigga in Hollywood, California. The nigga with his boy and his other boy that used to be out here with us, he's filming this rap video in fucking Hollywood, California. They standing right with the Hollywood sign right in the background. I'm like, holy shit. And I'm so proud of him. Because somebody believed in him in these things that can help you jump to the next position.
Yeah, this is just a job. And you're just some friends taking in the fall colors. The Echo PB 9010. Just the most powerful backpack mower in the world. Echo, power on, and...
So, yeah, that nonprofit, you dealing with that let me go back to my events, right? So, I'm doing the events. I'm getting the underground love from the city. All the parents, the hood niggas is coming out like, yo, man, this shit is dope. Yo, shit, you making money off of this? Like, nope, I ain't making shit. And I don't want no money. I ain't involved nobody in it that wanted money. I wouldn't even allow nobody to make no money off of it. It's all for the love of what I was doing, right? For the mission that I was trying to accomplish. And guess what happened? The next year, the city of Bristol, shut up. The city contacted me out of the wild blue yonder and wanted me to do an event with the city. We need your help doing this event. First thing out my fucking mouth, what's your budget? First thing out my fucking mouth. They paid my little $500. Nobody else got paid out of the whole shit with me. They gave my little fucking $500. And guess what I did? I bought me a 30-pack of beer, and gave away all the money to the kids that was there. One day I might show the videos on YouTube. One day I might show it to you. What I was doing. One day I might show it to you. A lot of weird ass people. But those things can help you. Then gun violence, a gun violence nonprofit contacted, wanted me to do things with them, right? And all these other opportunities started snowballing from there. And guess what? I ain't make no fucking money, but I got plugs like a motherfucker. I can make a phone call and get things done. I didn't make no money, but guess what? I got them plugs like a motherfucker. I can make shit happen. Like that. Like that. So this lady trying to stunt the growth of these young men in these early 20s, maybe even teens, right? Involved with a nonprofit. I'm sitting on the board of a nonprofit. Know what I'm saying? And you don't know the opportunities that could come for these young black men from being part of this. And they're doing it for their friend. They're doing it for their friend. Their friend. Ahmaud Arbery might have gone to his boy before he go to his mother if he had a problem. These are people, because a lot of teenagers, their friends are more important than their parents, because the parents don't really pay attention to what the fuck going on. And a lot of their friends go through the same shit. So they collaborate their little issues and problems together and try to solve those things together. Y'all feel what I'm saying? And then you got an old fucking... Now, I don't even want to insult the lady. I really want to insult the lady, but I don't. I'm just disgusted that she wants to stop this thing that is helping young black men and young people of color that wants to pursue a career in social justice, criminal justice or whatever, and help them, give them scholarships, give them money so they can go to school. Ahmaud Arbery wasn't doing shit. I ain't keep it funky. And from what they show on the internet, Ahmaud Arbery wasn't doing shit with himself. He wasn't doing shit. Y'all see the videos? Go back and look at the videos with the cops and shit stopping them. The motherfuckers is stealing in stores. This nigga fucking weirded all out in the fucking cut at a fucking park and shit in the middle of fucking nowhere. High as shit. This bugged out and retarded. And she wants to stop this. You know what? The reason I think she wants to stop it is because his real father is part of it. Let me finish reading this shit. Let me finish reading. Oh, still ain't nobody want to come out here and say shit in the chat. Fuck y'all if y'all don't want to say nothing in the chat. Fuck y'all. All right. So. All right, here we go. Okay, today we find it most unbearable to have to release a statement about a tweet that called into question. Okay, I read that. Okay, here we go. One day after such an emotional event, a prominent civil rights attorney decided he would send a social media message that disparaged our name in the name of members of Ahmaud Arbery's family. In the name of members of Ahmaud Arbery's family, using hashtags as Black Judas. His post seemed to imply that our organization does not have the support of Ahmaud Arbery's family, and that couldn't be any farther from the truth. Marcus Arbery Sr. is Ahmaud Arbery's father. As three Black men who are fathers, we are shocked that another Black man and civil rights lawyer will continually trot out this narrative of Black fathers and absenteeism when asserting that our organization does not have the family support. It's disingenuous at best when a majority of Ahmaud's family members live in Brunswick and fully support our work. From the beginning, we have fully supported Wanda Cooper Jones. We have been fully supported of Wanda Cooper Jones. Our team has gone to great lengths to ensure she was aware of the work we're doing to help pursue justice for Ahmaud. We have addressed this in a previous occasion, and we are disheartened that we have once again presented factual evidence about the integrity of our work. But the work is too important for uninformed, disingenuous social media tweets to continue to disrupt our local activism. Here are a few important details. In spring last year, a fund was established through our team's effort and raised $2 million through GoFundMe that his mother, according to GoFundMe narratives, was the sole beneficiary for. None of our team members had any access to the money. And when we closed the campaign, every dime went to her. We did indeed reserve the I Run With Maud trademark after one of our team members uttered the phrase, and it became a global movement. But we were very clear to the family that we have reserved it for them. And we held true to that promise when we assigned the I Run With Maud trademark to Mrs. Cooper Jones and Mr. Marcus Arbery, since they both have survivorship rights to his likeness and name. Again, we paid out of our pocket to secure and assign the trademark to the parents. It did not use it for any commercial use the entire time. As with many other organizations, the 223 Foundation was birthed out of tragedy, but its present and future work are dedicated to justice, advocacy, and helping youth thrive who might not otherwise have the chance. And this is why this fucked me fucked up. Because this is the type of shit I do. And my own family fucking never supported me on the shit I was doing. I did it on my own. Know who supported me? Other motherfuckers. Other motherfuckers. Invite my own family to my events and shit. Ain't nobody showed up to that motherfucker. But strangers are showing up to that motherfucker. Wanting to donate. I had some motherfucker come out the blue. It was like, who's running this? This is great. The motherfucker saw me giving out all the shit. Every event I did, I was giving out $2,000 worth of shit to all these kids that live in the hood. Some of them parents on drugs and shit. Some of the motherfuckers ain't got shit. 2 kids and shit, their asses would have been in gangs. I saw them had one skateboard sharing that motherfucker. Some old piece of shit Walmart board. And I saw them trying to do tricks. I came up to them. I'm like, yo, I've been skateboarding all my life, yo. Y'all keep doing this. I said, matter of fact, go to my boy's shop over here and tell him I sent you, and they ain't gonna give you a fucking board. I called my boy. I'm like, yo, these little kids gonna show up. Give them motherfuckers a board. I mean. And they had that one board, and then one of the parents and shit contacted me. I gave the son lessons or whatever, and the kids started skating. Both of their parents got them boards, and then one veered off and shit, got in the gang shit and whatnot. And I'm like, yo, where homeboy at? Like, he's like, nah, man, he fucking hang with gangsters and shit, man. I just be out here skating by myself. I say, go get that motherfucker out that shit. And guess what? Next thing I see that little nigga out there skating. But people talking about, oh, these niggas ain't shit, whatever. Go out there and do something. Go out there and do something. Something you know how to do, photography. I'm raising money and shit to give kids shit that can't afford the shit that they want. But it's not, I'm not giving you motherfucking toys and shit. I'm giving them skills. You want to learn how to be a photographer? Boom, we can get your ass a camera. You want to, like video editing shit? Cool. We can get you some software and shit. You need a computer, we can find you a fucking computer. To do what you need to do. You an artist? Okay, boom. Yo, this dude needs some t-shirt designs and shit like that. Plenty of y'all got fucking skills to do shit. Some of y'all got careers. Go out there and teach some of these kids and shit about your career. And you got these motherfuckers trying to stop these motherfuckers. They got rid of the name. They got rid of the Arbery, Ahmaud Arbery name. They got rid of the shit. And now they made momentum. You not stopping they shit. Okay, you don't want us to use his name? Okay, fine. Boom. Now we 2 and 23. What? And we still doing it. And we still making it happen. And these kids is going to college that can't afford to go to college. And what your ass doing? With your $2 million and shit, talking shit. That shit crazy. But you know what? I think the main thing about this is that the father supported. That's what I think what it is. I think the father supported, and the woman, the mother can't stand that shit. Can't stand it. That the father is part of it. And I read something about how she said the father was never in his life. I wonder why. Probably because of her ass. I don't know for sure. But I see a person as cold-hearted as that with $2 million fucking dollars in their pocket going way out of the way to try to stop some shit when motherfuckers is doing good for the fucking computer. It ain't like no white people up in that shit doing that shit. There's black motherfuckers doing this shit. We trying to do some shit and what? A nigga trying to stop it. And when I was doing my shit, no one helping me? White people. I had an old white girl to shit. Here's $100. know what I did with that $100? I went out there. I'm like, yo, best trick of the day, get $50. Then was making up shit, giving niggas $10 here. All right, whoever do this, get $10. Whoever do that, get $10. Like, yo, who needs sneakers? Yo, who needs sneakers? All right, out of all y'all niggas need sneakers, who wears size 9.5? Because I working for DC and shit at the time too and shit. DC shoes, all your sample shoes and shit are 9.5. Every sample shoe, like you go in the store, all the shoes on the wall, all 9.5. Sample shoe size, right? So we had shoe samples, all that shit. Who are 9.5? Most of young kids and shit, they around that size anyway. Like, right? They stick out their shoes and shit. Whoever got the fucked up kicks, get them motherfuckers. Then I got another box and shit, and I make them niggas race for that shit. Or I hide that shit somewhere. I'll be like, yo, that shit's somewhere over there. Go find that shit. And you got motherfuckers trying to stop shit. I did an event. It might have been my last one I did and shit, right? Some kids, they showed up late, and we all over the city skating. So, like, you know what I mean? All over the fucking city. I got like 50, 100 motherfuckers. We just cruising the city, going wherever, this bum rushing shit, like, right? And the cops saw these kids say at the spot's mad hot. Like, we skate there, we get kicked out, security guards come out, they might call the cops and shit, right? One of the cops fucking body slammed the motherfucking little kid like 15 and shit, choked him up and slammed him for no motherfucking reason. For no motherfucking reason. We notified the kid's parents and everything, made the motherfuckers go file a fucking report. Filed a complaint and shit, the police department. I just can't believe this shit. Let me finish reading this motherfucker. Right. Sorry about the cussing and stuff. Shit, I'm fucking pissed off. All right. As with many other organizations, the 223 agent was birthed out of tragedy, but its present and future work are dedicated to justice, advocacy, and helping youth thrive who might not otherwise have a chance. We continue to honor Ahmaud because he is our catalyst and purpose behind our work, but we also are intentional about doing preventive work to help prevent tragedies like this in the future. There are several other organizations that are doing the same. Example, orgs that are prompted to action because of this tragedy. See Just Georgia, who is using his name and likeness with impunity. Four, in the spring, our team attended every event locally with his mother. Coach Vaughn and Mr. Frazier were there with her when she attended rallies and events in the area to honor her son. She took pictures with the team, thanked us profusely for our support, and thanked us for the work we are doing to pursue justice for our son. One of our team members, Demetrius, is Maud's first cousin. He is indeed family. So we were just as surprised when we read that we didn't have the family support. Demetrius' uncle, Marcus Arbery Sr., is Ahmaud's father. He still lives in Brunswick. He's been around and involved in his son's life. He attends every event that we host. He has been at every bike ride we have participated in monthly. He and Arbery's family in Brunswick have given us plaques for work that we're doing. If any of y'all niggas, let me stop talking crazy. If anybody from the foundation or whatever read this, y'all having like bike rides and stuff like that, contact me. I know a couple bike companies and stuff like that, bike shop owners, and see if y'all can get some type of product and stuff like that to hand out to the people. He and Arbery's family in Brunswick have given us plaques for the work that we're doing. Arbery's family have given us plaques for the work that we're doing. Mr. Arbery has publicly stated that he supports our organization. He was in attendance and spoke passionately at memorials for his son on the 23rd in Brunswick. He promoted that event personally and publicly. His missus, this got some typos in it like crazy. Mrs. Cooper Jones no longer lives in Brunswick and has no desire to return, which we understand and empathize with the real pain she feels. No, she hauled ass to that $2 million. She hauled ass to that goddamn $2 million and don't want to talk to nobody else and shit. The motherfucker might ask for something. But let me stop acting fool. Let me keep reading. But national coverage rarely mentions his father's, aunts, and other families locally, and their presence and passion to see justice locally every month. They continue to show up and demand accountability. We have their support, and we need to be clear on that. Finally, not one of our team members have profited personally from any of the work we are doing. Every dollar from this virtual run is going towards scholarships for Black and brown people in the community. It will be managed, transparent fund that will continue Mr. Arbery as a key decision maker on who receives the disbursements of the funds. So they put it up to Ahmaud Arbery's father as the key decision maker to who gets the scholarships. Puts it up to him. He basically sitting on the board. As with the trademark, it has always been our hope that Mrs. Cooper Jones would also be involved in the selection process of these students who are future justice fighters. And we are still hoping that will be the case. But we want it to be very clear that every person on our team is volunteering this time. Not this time. Our team is volunteering their time without personal gain. We have no operating budget at all. That's what you do when you care deeply about a cause. Like I just said I did. I gave away $25,000 worth of shit. $25,000 in like 6 events. 25 grand. I ain't made nothing. I might have got a 30 pack of beer out of all my shit. I got a 30 pack of beer. I can tell you what I got. 30 pack of beer, a hat, a set of skateboard wheels, and another 6-pack. That's it. That's all I got. And none of the events cost me a fucking dime to do. Didn't cost me a dime. No, I'm lying. I spent $5. $5 to get to a motherfucker to bring all the fucking products to one of the spots for the events. I gave motherfucker $5 to drive all the shit. You do the work, period. No other motivation but that. Again, we have addressed this before. It is tiring to continue to have this prominent attorney parachute in and out of our city in attempt to dictate the good work being done by Brunswick citizens. Locally, the people know the truth, and we hope soon that this matter will be resolved for the sake of the future work and to properly honor a young man whose memory we all are trying to keep alive. Arbery was gunned down while running through the residential community. 3 white men have been charged with malice and felony murder charges in his death after cell phone video emerged showing the deadly shooting. All 3 have pleaded not guilty. Good. I got ain't nobody else watching. But yeah, man, like shit. Like what the fuck? What the fuck's going on? What the fuck is going on? What are we doing? What are we doing? What are we doing? Hold on one second. Let me get some more. See if we get the thing up. Oh man, oh man, oh man, oh man. All right. I wanted to pull up here. Yeah, I said I would play this. I don't know if this is the one I actually had. All right. All right. Get down. Well, I'm just gonna end this shit at that. Fuck that video. There ain't nobody. All right, so the hell with everybody and shit. It's Killer B the goddamn with me.
What's going on?
Yeah, one person came in the room. I'm about to get up out of here and shit. That motherfucker in here. So, yeah, whoever did tune in and listen to me, I thank y'all. I don't know. Make better decisions, y'all. Make better decisions. Support the people that's out there putting in work, especially the people that's putting out work for nothing. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know what else to say. This shit's crazy. And I feel there's a reason why there ain't that many people. It's always a reason. So with that, y'all, it's Killer B, the goddamn Witchfinder General. You got a witch, I damn sure burn them up, as y'all can see. So with that, I'm getting them out of here.
Man's inhumanity to man portrayed on the screen so vividly that you flinch. This man showed no mercy in the pursuit and interrogation of his victims. He was called the Witchfinder General.
Witch finding ain't easy. Fuck your trick clock. Get this one. Y'all can get your hands live, spin away like prison. Intelligence agencies trace you. Seeing what I did lately, amazing. They not seeing all the sheep graceful. Flaming pins of Josh, get rocked. Mountaintops go fly. Right enough, fight enough. Yet I'm so nice when I expose. Fuck y'all clothes, costume shop roll. Catch info like a stroll. Feeling old, so grab a switch. I'ma extol my foes cause they snitch. Since they can't ruin me, I'ma ruin them. That chopped off head will still spin. Burning witches in they sin. You can't lie, we can't die. I know what y'all said. Just as flesh decay, but eternally, I don't see it that way. Pave the road clear is what you said, but your court gonna leave people dead. Claim God, but God don't know you. Watch your desires overthrow you. Man fall down, man go boom. Mask wearing like doom. All caps like y'all yelling. That's a rap. Might as well be felons. Y'all words will never see on YouTube acting precious. This the nexus. Feel the sun from the solar plexus. Tasting breakfast. Finding all those devices that detect us. Yo, show respect, cuz.
And what line of business might you be?
God's business. Witch finding.
Witch find. Oh, that's
Y'all
nice.
be for that extra buzz or some love. Watch the general pull plugs. Internet warriors caught up in dark corridors. Fiction like Mordor. Should've stayed on the floor. Y'all know no origins. Laughing orphans, even though we got royal blood coursing. No more horsing. Real life's more important. Y'all speaking curses on yourself. Claiming God and no one else. Blast you off the shelf. Burn your whole library. See you do it. Look, y'all claim to learn. Reading from the Jewish books. Y'all some cookie crooks. Live caught up with a hook. Spooky beats drive me wild. Get stabbed, a knife over child. Old man, old style. Used to be killed out the Nile. And I did it with a smile. Fake roots, smell vile. Rock like Hendrix at the aisle. After a while, see Egyptians on the trial. Yeah, you, the one claiming brew. Unglued and unglued. Expose they act just fully. Yeah, I'll be a bully, but that's fine. This is how you get bullied straight from the mind. Burning them. Cats out there, don't even have faith. They claim they read all this, that they know all this. Claiming they speak languages, curses.
Be the first to see it. Be the first to talk about it. The Witchfinder General.
I don't know if I come on. All right, y'all.